like the conversation I have with individuals is just like, again, educating them about not just crypto but finance. I'm saying if you want to invest in something, the word invest is not short term. To me, that's not what it means. It means a certain amount of time. And I try to correlate it with the 401k, because with my job I had a 401k. A lot of people who work, they have 401k options.
Yeah.
I said, so when you save for 401k, do you save for 1 year, 5 years, or 30 years? If you're lucky to work at a job for 30 years, you know what I'm saying? And most people say long term. So I'm trying to correlate that with crypto. I said, listen, you can get into crypto now. I think of it as a 401k package, okay? You want to put a certain amount of money in every week, every bi-week, every month into something that you believe in. And over the course of, I'll say a minimum, I'll say 5 years. But I usually go with 10 because the market is only 13 years old. So I said, let's say 10 years. That's about as much time as Bitcoin had to go from a penny to 20,000 about. Give it about 10 years. And if you invest and you invest and you invest, when the market goes up and it comes back down to where, you started investing in before, keep investing if you believe in it. Because in the next cycle, when it goes back up, you can understand how the dollar cost average out. You'll be associated with the feeling of seeing it go up and associated with the feeling of it coming down. But when you have a 401k, the same thing happens with that. You just don't monitor it as often. And the volatility isn't as high. So
you're locked in. Yeah, exactly. You get penalized if you try to take it out early, right?
There you go. Yeah. And so it's a slow growth regardless, whether it's a year to 10 years or 30 years. It's slow growth. It doesn't go straight up. There are downturns. So just like the stock market's doing now, we're going down a little. People have been waiting for this downturn in the market for the last 3 years. People were talking about we're waiting for the crash. So it's finally here. It's happening. It's being amplified by the virus. It's been amplified by other stock markets around the world, currencies being inflated. It's a lot of things that's happening at this moment. So we have to take those into consideration and understand that markets don't go all the way down to zero, or if the economy goes down to zero, and then we have a whole nother issue. That's which, we're not going to get into, but it's the same idea.
Imaginary horribles.
And there you go. Yeah. So it's the same idea. If you stay in it, I think for at least 5 to 10 years, you'll be okay. But I've had family members come to me and, the market went up. They said, took my money out, the principal out, and they're chilling with the rest. And they're like, I'm happy I got out my principal, because we're down these numbers now. I'm like, hey, if you like it, if you still like it, you can still invest in it and get back in. But, some people feel like they escaped by the hair of their teeth. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I tried it. It looked like it's not working now. But again, we're in a downturn. It's only been one full cycle I've been in to show people. So the next bull run will be the second one. And then, again, time will tell. So we'll see at the end of the day,
Yeah, it's I think that's the hardest mentality too. Because so why does it come up, right? Because they're treating it like a lottery ticket, like they don't believe it's that retirement instrument, or they just, and so they're easily shaken out or whatever. So I think that's one of the hardest things too, is to get people to think of it as passive income and investment, something you hold for 5, 10, 15 years. Not this, hey, I can make some money real quick. Oh, the market's going down. I escaped. Yeah, you also escaped from all the gains you could have got, all the compounding you could have got over time too. So
there you go.
And just that mindset.
And it's also hard too, because a lot of people, when you tell them, you can make life-changing money with this, this product, this space, it's hard for people to actually plan for that, because it's to a degree, you're planning for retirement to a degree. And a majority of people don't even know what they want to do when they retire. So that's a whole nother dynamic. Some people, they may make a lot of money, but they may not know what to do with it once they have it. So it's levels to understanding wealth creation and wealth growth, because if you don't have these concepts in hand, you're going to just squander the money and then be right back at square one. So you have to have some plans in place, some things in place.